Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. Join us on our road to 1 million subscribers. In today's video, I'm going to prove to you that Ethereum is ready to pop. Bitcoin's looking bullish, Cardano's looking bullish, Solana is looking bullish, but the main focus of today's video is Ethereum. If you appreciate that, smash the like button, comment below. We'll start with Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then Cardano, then Solana. Bitcoin is looking great. In fact, Bitcoin continues to be accumulated en masse. Bitcoin is going through a supply shock. The number of short-term Bitcoin hodlers, short-term, is at an all-time low, and a record 84% of Bitcoin supply has not moved in over 3 months. Bitcoin supply shock. And people are starting to take notice. Fidelity Investments, one of the largest financial institutions in North America with billions and billions in assets under management, just put out a report, Understanding Bitcoin, What History Can Teach Us. And among plenty of other things in this report, these are 2 takeaways. Fidelity says that 90% of their clients want Bitcoin exposure. And 2, some price predictions. They're predicting Bitcoin at a price of $1 million by 2026, $10 million by 2030, and $100 million by 2035. This is probably something. They're realizing what Bitcoin is. They're realizing that Bitcoin isn't going away. They're realizing the implications of absolute scarcity. So Bitcoin is looking bullish. Bitcoin is going through a supply shock. Ethereum is looking bullish, and Ethereum is going through a supply shock. Insane amounts of Ethereum are being burned right now. Do you keep track of this? The Ethereum block space is getting used, and because Ethereum changed its monetary policy, an insane amount of ETH is getting burnt. Over 100,000 ETH due to NFT platforms, DEXs, DeFi, play to earn, stablecoins. In fact, clock this, because this is significant. For the first time, Ethereum's daily issuance was actually lower than that of Bitcoin. So understand this. ETH's net inflation was 1.1% annualized, and Bitcoin's net inflation was 1.75% annualized. Pretty interesting metric. It's pretty cool to see Ethereum doing so well. But is nobody else seeing what we're seeing? There are just so many things lining up for Ethereum. It's hard for me not to expect a massive run coming up in the next few weeks. ETH is well on its way to becoming a multi-trillion-dollar asset. I loved this thread put out by Croissant ETH. Just the facts, just the metrics, just the data. Pay attention, because this is why I'm bullish on Ethereum. Total value locked in DeFi. Ever since the beginning of the year, the total value locked in DeFi, which is primarily Ethereum, has gone exponential. On January 1st, the beginning of the year, total value locked was a modest 16 billion. Seemed like a lot at the time. Today, this number is now a staggering 85 billion. This would place ETH as the 20th largest bank in the world by market cap. And if you've been subscribed to us for at least 6 months, probably the past year, I want you to remember something. This was when DeFi summer happened, summer of 2020. This is when all the DeFi protocols and cryptos took a huge dip. This is when everybody was saying that DeFi is dead. Not us. We were showing you metrics, showing you that not price, but other metrics were just going parabolic, especially in the blue chips in DeFi. And what did we see? My investors' thesis played out. We saw an explosion of the blue chip DeFi protocols, cryptos. Many went even higher than they did in DeFi summer. But let's continue talking about Ethereum. Ethereum in smart contracts. So this is basically Ethereum that can't be sold because they're being utilized. They have utility. Due to the outright explosion of DeFi, the amount of Ether placed in smart contracts has similarly gone to all-time highs. In fact, an unbelievable 26% of all ETH is in smart contracts at the moment. We can only expect this trend to continue. Well, what are the smart contracts we're talking about? Well, it's many different things. It's play-to-earn games. If we're just talking about DeFi smart contracts, things like Uniswap, decentralized exchange. There's things like Compound, SushiSwap, Aave, Maker, Curve. Urine finance, synthetics, DeFi protocols built on ETH are getting used, and ETH is getting locked up and used in these DeFi protocols. Another insanely bullish metric for Ethereum, developers. Ethereum is growing at a pace faster than even Bitcoin. Again, this is not a knock on Bitcoin, but this is impressive that ETH is doing so well. So in terms of active developers, it's not even close. Ethereum is so much higher than everything else in the space. Since Q3 of 2019, ETH has averaged a gain of over 300 plus devs a month. The ecosystem is undeniably attracting some of the world's best innovators. Let's talk about network use. Ethereum is now regularly settling more value per day than Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency by market cap. This will only continue to grow with upgrades like ETH 2.0, especially as block space has more demand with time and adoption. Ether will become more scarce. Again, for years, this wasn't the case. Now it is rather impressive that ETH is settling more value per day than Bitcoin. It's a pretty interesting metric. Speaking about ETH 2.0, let's talk about staked ETH. The amount of ETH being staked in ETH 2.0 is now upwards of 23 billion. That's approximately 6.1% of all Ethereum. Again, this means that the ETH can't be sold anytime soon if it's being staked. This is expected to increase significantly after ETH finally merges to proof of stake. So over the next 1 to 2 years, the proof of stake will come into fruition. And leading up to that and going into that, more and more Ethereum is being staked. EIP 1559 and proof of stake account for more than 7.2 million ETH being taken out of the supply in months. Again, Ethereum is going through a supply shock as well. Speaking about EIP 1559, burnt ETH, EIP 1559 has been nothing short of astounding. It introduced fluctuating burns to ETH, acting like a dividend for all users while simultaneously making transaction fees smoother and faster for the network. I showed you this. More than 100,000 ETH has been burned since this went live. That's taking supply off the market. Let's talk about stablecoins. Stablecoins are growing some extraordinary value for ETH as an asset. We have USDC at 27 billion, DAI at 5 billion, Tether at 1 billion, plus many more. They are very popular for their easy use in DeFi. Plus, Visa will soon accept transactions settled in USDC. USDC alone grew from a $4 billion market cap to 27 billion this year. And again, people are taking notice. Supply on exchanges. Balance of ETH held by centralized exchanges continues to drop as people get on exchanges and buy the ETH. It's nearing levels not seen since 3 years ago. This indicates that many hodlers are not aiming to sell soon, and it may be a catalyst of its own if it happens to continue, which the trend is your friend. Speaking a little bit more on ETH issuance, so EIP 1559, this is what I want you to think about. EIP 1559 and the merge to proof of stake will result in a massive sell pressure decrease for ETH. Higher APY for staking upon the merge, along with a sudden surge of people locking their ETH for the yield, will result in unprecedented levels of volatility. So, with all of this information, is it not clear that there are inherent forces that will be driving up the value of Ether? And I didn't even mention potential trends like NFTs, gaming, yield farming, lending, DEXs, Layer 2, and much, much more. Smash the like button, show your support, let's move forward. Before we get to Cardano, before we get to Solana, let me ask you a question. Where's the best place to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency? I mean, there's so many different types of exchanges, right? It'd be nice if there's a one-stop shop where you could go and get access to many different exchanges. Well, I want to recommend to you a quality exchange just like that. It's called Tokenplace, your home base for crypto investing, the ultimate crypto trading tool. So Tokenplace, it's an all-in-one crypto platform for the next generation where you can access the entire market of digital assets in a single window. You can understand the value, I'm sure. So they're gearing up for their upcoming beta release, which lets traders connect up to 35 exchange accounts to a single terminal with data aggregation and portfolio visualization. So this truly is your one-stop shop for everything in crypto. Tokenplace is sponsoring today's video. So their native token, it's called TOK. You can think of this similar to like a Binance token. So hodlers of TOK or holders of TOK will be eligible for discounts on subscriptions and fees, and the token is also involved as a carrier of liquidity in the final version of Tokenplace. So this will be released next year, at which point the platform will be a true aggregator with the ability to trade on all exchanges with a single account. Pretty cool. So TOK has been doing quite well lately. They just announced a new 3-month staking pool of 100,000 on the TrustSwap platform. They've also just been listed on ZitMEX, a respected exchange that is licensed in Singapore and regulated by the Thai SEC. Additionally, Tokenplace recently passed a security audit from CertiK with a rather high score. The Tokenplace team is experienced and they have strong partners, so investors are catching up to the fact that this is a very low market cap for a retail trading platform with big potential. So the vision is a one-stop shop for digital assets, investments, and trading, including fiat on and off ramps, wallets, and much, much more. So the next moves include integration of DEXs, futures trading, and atomic swaps. As Tokenplace develops, it's going to expand with new tools for a full-service experience, responding, of course, to the needs of their users. Potential avenues for future development include arbitrage and tax tools. Also, big announcement, Tokenplace announces a strategic/affiliate partnership with Bitstamp. So Bitstamp, it's one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges globally. They've been around a long time. They're based in the UK. They have around 500 million in daily trading volume. So Bitstamp will grant Tokenplace a share of commission revenue earned from traders who sign up for a Bitstamp account via the Tokenplace terminal. So Bitstamp and Tokenplace will formalize this affiliate program in the coming months, but the Tokenplace deal it's the first of its kind for Bitstamp, and this is kind of a win-win-win situation for everybody between Tokenplace, the individual exchanges, and the market as a whole. This collaboration between Bitstamp and Tokenplace will continue to develop. I'm going to leave pertinent links in the description below so you can find out more information. Check this out for yourself. But this is a good exchange. They're up-and-comers. They have tons of potential. Click the links in the description below. Find out more information. One-stop shop. You can understand the value. Tokenplace is the place. Check them out. Finishing up today's video with a little Cardano and Solana news. ETH competitors, ETH interoperators. The dApp platform space is hot this cycle. So first of all, starting with news straight out of IOHK. Today, we have just submitted an upgrade proposal to the Cardano testnet to hard fork the chain into the Alonzo era and enable smart contract capability. This will take effect within the next few hours. This has in fact already taken effect. What does this mean? This is a major milestone and marks the final critical stage prior to hard forking the Cardano mainnet, on target for September 12th. And this isn't the end, guys. This is just the beginning, in fact. And finally, Solana. We've been talking about them for quite some time. They've made our top altcoin lists in the past few months. Well, Solana has recorded a new all-time high for the second time in a week. Less than a week after its native token reached new highs, Sol has done it again on the back of institutional interest in the cryptocurrency. So actually we're seeing both Cardano and Solana and plenty of dApp platforms like this continue to make new all-time highs. Nothing goes up forever. The market goes in ebbs and flows, but it's great to see some of the more quality cryptocurrencies gaining value. That being said, my friends, I will see you tomorrow.